So we're gonna run a sales masterclass. I'm gonna give you guys some tools on how to get more money from your buyers, regardless of what you're selling, right? I preach this with my brokerage, my peptide brokerage, but this can apply to, multiple different areas of whatever you're selling, whether it's clothes, fucking rocks, or stamps, okay? You have to understand that once you've acquired a buyer, maybe it's through content, word of mouth, referrals, families, friends, whatever it is. You have this buyer. After a certain period of time, if the buyer keeps coming back to you with a certain budget, they have a certain criteria that they want to buy, it is at this point they have established trust with you. It is at this point that you can actually start not pressing the buyer to get them to spend more, but to open their eyes and educate them on better options. Definitely what I like to do is I go, hey bro, like, you're not shooting yourself in the foot. What is your budget? Okay, if somebody doesn't really know what they want to buy peptide wise, but they have their goals, and then they give me a budget and they go, oh, 500, 800. I give them the budget, a $500 option, $800 option, whatever the fuck they say, and then I give them option 2, which could be $400 or $500 more expensive, but it also is a better stack. I educate them on why it's a better stack. This is going to get you to your goals. We can still do it with your budget, but this is going to be better for you in the long run, or is this going to just be a healthier stack if you're going for longevity and health or whatever it is. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. If you educate somebody and you put the ball in their court 50% of the time, they will go with you and they will ride that better option. Now, maybe not right off the bat, but after you start doing sales, you do right by your buyer or your client, you teach them how to use something, or if it's clothes, how to put something together, how building their confidence, right? It doesn't have to be peptides. But after you've established some trust, you are now an authority with them in this type of space of whatever they're trusting you with. And now it's time to push for more sales. It's not, here's the thing, you're making more money, but you're also bettering their life. And good business is a like-kind transaction between a buyer and seller, okay? So the buyer is going to the seller to get dope shit, and the seller is using the buyer. We're both using each other on a surface level area to make more money and better their life as well. Now, a relationship can build from this. The client can you guys can become really good friends, all that shit, right? But the surface level of good business is a like kind exchange that is beneficial for both parties. And if you're giving them a more expensive option and it's more beneficial to them, and once they understand, they do it, and you're not scamming them, again, you came in with a good heart, you're gonna make more money from it, they're gonna love it even more. That's what this is about. So a lot of people need options and they need to be educated. If you are selling something, when you go online, guys, and if you're buying clothes and you go online or you're going on Amazon and you buy a couple things, and when you're trying to check out, it'll throw other suggestions at you. Like a good website will do this, like you want to add on this, you want to add on this. It gives you more suggestions for them to make more and for you to have more, right? So this is a sales masterclass, is understanding that everybody wants to spend money, whether they know it or not. Okay, and whether they don't, here's the thing, how many people do we know put shit on their credit card and they get overextended? I mean, people are fucking financing shoes now. It's ridiculous. So people want to spend, and that's an issue in itself. But for you, if they want to spend with you, you might as well capitalize, right? So understanding how to conduct sales is understanding the psychological process of somebody as they're going through the transaction of, do they trust you? And if they trust you, what can you put out there for them that could be very beneficial for both of you? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, for me, I have people in my brokerage making a lot of sales not doing content. I don't even get how they're doing that, to be honest. For me, my life changed when I started doing content. Okay, so if you're running stale with buyers for whatever industry you're in, you do need to take a look in the mirror and understand that your content is probably not good anymore. And that doesn't mean it needs to get 50,000 views, 100,000 views. It just has to be niched out views. My TikTok averages like 3,000 to 8,000, and then I'll get like a 50K or 100K or whatever, but it averages like 3,000 to 8,000 views per video. But those views, half of those people, or even a third of those people, are like ready to transact. That is very niched content. That is a very good portal to what I'm doing, right? What I'm selling, the brokerage, peptides, all that stuff. So you want to get niched views. If you're not getting DMs and inquiries on your content, if you're not getting a lot of comments that agree with you, I'm not saying you have to care about everybody's opinion, but just kind of like you understand that you have like a cult-like presence. People are fucking with you to an extent that they want to transact, they want to hop on your lives when you're going live, which is my third part. So number one, understanding how to persuade a sale in your favor. We talked about that. Number 2, understanding your content has to be rotating. Algorithms change. If you're doing one thing that worked for like 6 months and it doesn't anymore, it's time to change your content. You have to pivot and move forward. That's what doing good business is in the first place, and you have to do the same thing with your content. And number 3, you got to go live. If you're not going live, people don't really understand the backbone of your brand, and your brand is you. Okay, so if you're not going live, all they're seeing is the surface level shit of what you're posting, and they're not really seeing how you are on the fly. And I understand if you've never gone live, it sounds nerve-wracking or you're gonna be nervous, but it's worth it. And after you do 1 or 2, you understand that people will talk to you. People wanna know like what you have to say. And something that's always helped me when I first started going live is I read the comments. I read the comments. If they were stupid comments, I'd be like, oh, that's a stupid thing to say. But I would read their questions. I'd make everybody included. Sometimes I hop on my friend's live and I'll say something it's not even acknowledged. It's like, acknowledge it, like why not? Now, if everything's flying off, you don't even need to be watching this right now because you're already popping off. But if you want to get into this and do it properly, include people. When you're on your live, listen to people. And definitely, don't let it get awkward. Have a couple points that you want to talk about. And just talk. And if you want to get off after 10, 15 minutes as your first or second live, that's not a big deal. But when you can conduct a good live for an hour, and you got 50 people, 100 people, 200 people in the chat, and you get off the live, that's when you get really good inquiries, because people start to really fuck with your personality and your sense of humor and all this shit, and they go, oh, you know what? I want to do business with that guy or that girl. Like I align with this person. I didn't really like their content at first, but now I'm on their live, and TikTok's really good about like showing your lives to people that don't know who you are, don't follow you. And that is another way to really help get sales going in your favor.